Okay, lesson 77, consecutive odd and even integers. Now, odd and even integers are 2 apart, like the even integers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Also, negative 10, negative 8, 0 is an even integer. So n is the first one, the next one would be n plus 2, the third one would be n plus 4. So it says the sum of the first and the second. So here's the first and the second. So sum of the first and the second equals the sum of the third, here's the third, and negative 10. So the sum means add. So the sum of the first and the second is equal to the sum of the third and negative 10. And then you just solve. N plus n is 2n. 4 plus negative 10 is negative 6. I bring the n's to one side, the numbers to the other, so I subtract n from both sides, subtract 2. So I get n equals negative 8. Now a common mistake is people, when they add, they get the next ones, they put negative 8, negative 10, and negative 12, but when you add 2 to negative 8, it becomes negative 6, and when you add 2 to negative 6, it becomes negative 4. So those are the 3 even integers. Now, odd integers are also 2 apart. For example, the odd integers are 1, 3, 5, 7. Also the negatives. Notice they're always 2 apart. So just because it says odd doesn't mean we have to use odd numbers. We still use even because they're 2 apart. So n, n plus 2, and n plus 4. So it said the sum of the first and the third. Here's the first, here's the third. The sum of the first and the third is 7 greater, so plus 7. The second, n plus 2, decreased by 18. Decrease means to subtract. So the sum of the first and the second is the equal sign, then everything else appears over here. 18 less than the second. 7 greater than 18 less than the second. And so you get 2n plus 4 equals n minus 9. And then 2n minus n equals negative 9 minus 4. So n equals negative 13. Once again, notice it's negative 13 is n, so then you add 2, you get negative 11 and negative 9. If you did 4 consecutive integers, you get n, n plus 2, n plus 4, n plus 6. Okay, so it said the sum of the first and the fourth. So here's the first, and here's the fourth. The sum of the first is 25 greater, is the equal sign. 25 greater plus 25. The opposite of the third. Now the opposite means the negative. Now I could just write negative n minus 4, but I wait a step to show you that. It's the negative of n plus 4, which ends up being negative n minus 4. Opposite means the negative. So n plus n is 2n plus 6 equals negative n minus 4 plus 25. So 2n plus 6 equals negative n plus 21. 2n plus n equals 21 minus 6. 3n equals 15. N equals 5. So my answer is 5, 7, 9, and 11. You do a lot of these problems in the Algebra II book, so it's good to learn those now.